Welcome everyone, and today's episode is for how to be using Photoshop in designing simple flyers. But we cannot do all of this without knowing how to use Photoshop or knowing Photoshop as a graphic design tool or application. Now, these are some of the works that I've been able to use Photoshop for. We have this design, we also have like this, you have this one as well. This, in fact, if I am to show you all that I've done using Photoshop, that is going to waste a lot of time. And before that, let me start by showing you the interface of Photoshop application. Now, when you open Photoshop application, let me close this to avoid any confusion. These ones you are going to be seeing in the application. You are not even going to see this far. So this one too will be off as well. And then I'm going to start from scratch. How to even create a new document. Now you cannot create or start designing without knowing how to create a document. And creating documents, you have to first come to new or create new here. And then when you are done creating new, now this is where you are going to see these options right here. We have recent. Recent simply means that the previous sizes that I've already worked with, they are all here. And then you come to saved. These are my saved documents that I've already worked on. Now photo and then print. We are not going to work with photos. We are going to learn how to design. So we come straight to print here. And then Photoshop has already given us some samples of sizes that we can choose from. We have letter, we have the legal, we have this particular one, and then we also have A4, which is mostly used by many graphic designers to design posters. So we have a lot when we brush through. We also have the last one, which is DL. We are going to learn all of this. And then first of all, let me take any ordinary size here. Let me come to A4. That is what people have been using in their designs. But I'm going to use this purposely for the tutorial. So I'll have my A4 selected. And when it's selected, you create on or you click on create. Now this is the A4 document. Let me zoom it for you to see what I'm trying to talk about. Alright, this is it. Now this document here is where everything that you want to work on will appear. But we are not going to be using this document for now. I just want to show you how to create a document. Now, if you create your document, what are you going to do with those documents? That is when you have to bring in a lot of information or bring in some files or bring in some resources that you're going to work it. For example, if you want to design a church flyer, this is where you have to drop in the images of those who are supposed to be on the flyer, your resources, your background, images, and so on and so forth. So here we have the menu bar here in Photoshop. The menu bar consists of the file. When you come to file, we have a new. New here is when you want to create a new folder, or not a new folder, sorry. When you want to create a new document, you can just come to this place here and then create your folder. Let me hit on that and then create. You see we have the folder or the document box here. So any of the sizes that you want, you click on it. Let me hit on close. Now we have the menu bar, we have the edit, a lot of options right here. You also have image, layer, type, and then you also have select, filter, 3D, view, plugins, windows, and help. Now since this particular place is fresh, I have to drop in some Windows to help me design. So I'll come straight to Windows. Now you brush through the windows. We have character. You hit on character. This is a character panel. This one. What is it used for? This one will help you format text. Yes, how is the meaning of formatting text? You know more about that in our next tutorials. Now you come to Windows again. Then you search through. You also have layers. Layers. You hit on layers. And this is layers right here. Let me be arranging them. So this one over here. And then my layer panel will come straight to this place. You won't understand why I'm bringing in this until you get to know more. And you'll know more when you get or you try always following my channel. These windows here again, when we come here, we have properties. Mine is already selected and the property panel is right here. So I won't check again. I'll just come straight. Okay, so we know our menu bar. We also have our toolbar. This is our toolbar. This we have the move to. We have the rectangular marquee too. We also have the polygonal lasso. All of these sections we have sub tools under them. So you right click, you're going to see those tools. You come to this place again, you right click. We have rectangle marquee too, elliptical marquee too, and the rest. Now you also come to this place here. We have another one, and each tool will be delved into deeper and deeper for you to get the best understanding of Photoshop. So these are the tools that are here, and you cannot work on a flyer without knowing how to use these tools, and that is very important that we treat this topic. And I don't want this video to be very long. I just want you to get the basic steps of using Photoshop. Now this is your workspace. This place is your workspace. The workspace is where every design or any project that you're working on will be. Okay, very good. This portion here, let me select the move to. You've seen the move to. Okay, now when you select a tool in Photoshop, you're going to see options here. That is the options about that particular tool. So in case I select this move tool, I'm going to see these options right here. And these options are what will help you work perfectly with the tool you have selected. Okay, let me come to this shape tool here and select the rectangle tool. Now you see when I selected the rectangle tool, I'm seeing different options from the move tool that I selected. You see different options. So we call this place the option bar. It helps you to work better with the tool that you've selected. So rectangle tool, this particular fill here is telling me to change the color. So let me draw a rectangle right now just to show you. Okay, you see the color is black. So with the help of this option bar here, you're able to change the color to your preferred color. So let me select, and we have different colors here. We have green, we have yellow, and the rest. You also have white. So if you feel like choosing any of these colors, you can. But if you don't want to be using any of these colors, but you want to select your own color, you come straight to this option. That is this one, and this color panel here will appear. Then you play around with the colors that you think you like. Okay, so you hit OK, and then the color changes. And when the color is selected, Photoshop automatically adds up that color to this. And that is just by the way. Okay, we also have this stroke, this and that. I tell you, you are being confused because it's your first time. Don't forget about all these things. because it's vital. So then let me hit on Workspace and delete this ship. I was just trying to show you the option, but that is why I brought in the triangle. So I think in this episode, you've seen a lot more with Photoshop. But how do you even um see the project after you are done? You come to far, save as. This save as option is going to help you save the file to the exact format that you want. We all have the traditional way of saving Photoshop documents. We have the Photoshop document, which is PSD, and the rest are here. Now, I don't want to be confusing you for today. So if you want to be saving it as a PSD file, you rename it. Let me use any other name. Okay, brown is the name I'm going to use. Then the desktop portion. Then I hit on save, and then boom, our project will be saved. And that is it for Photoshop. That is the interface, knowing how to use the interface of Photoshop. But let me be teaching you how to use the move to this and this in our next episode. The move to the rectangular marquee 2 and then polygonal lasso 2 will be our next topic to be treated. Thank you very much for joining this episode. I'm very glad that you want to learn how to design. Photoshop is not difficult. You yourself have to be serious and then concentrate. Bye bye.